Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Now, this video might be a little bit strange to all of you who play Minecraft a lot. I don't, I've only just started playing it, but I was very impressed with it, so I decided to try and write something for it. And what I've decided to try and write is a scripting engine. Now I know there are mod platforms out there, you know, Forge, Bukkit, stuff like that. But I'm not the kind of person that likes doing that. I like to get my hands dirty and just get in there myself and try and, you know, modify the server, you know, right from base level without using a platform like that. That's just me. I'm just nuts like that. So straight away, I noticed that the Minecraft server was all obfuscated, so that makes it a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. So what I've got here is a Java decompiler, which you can get free. It's a pretty good one. It's you know, no charge. I'll put a link for this decompiler in the description of the video in case anybody wants it. So first, what I'm going to do is decompile the jar file, but I don't want to decompile all of it. So I'm going to make a copy of that, and I'm just going to call that classes. Okay, then I'm going to open this with WinRAR, because the jar file is essentially only a zip file. Now we need to get rid of all of this, so we'll get rid of everything apart from net, because net has got the server class in there, but everything else we don't need to decompile. So we'll get rid of assets, com, io, javax, meter-inf, org, and oshi. Yeah, and we only need class files in here, so anything that isn't a class file we'll get rid of as well. So let's just delete those first. Okay, so if we arrange by type, and anything that isn't a class file, like all this stuff at the bottom, we'll delete that as well. Okay, so all we've got left are class files. And bearing in mind that I did that to a copy of the jar file, not to the actual jar file itself. Okay, so now I can open the decompiler, which is also written in Java. There it is. It's very, very simple GUI, nothing complex about it. And I'm just going to copy the classes jar into here, and we can see all of the obfuscated class names in there. Alright, then all I do is click classes jar there, click. Okay, so we're in the djava folder there. I'll keep it all in one place. I'll create a new folder called src for source. Select that folder, and this will now start to decompile all of those classes. So we'll just wait till that finishes. Okay, that'll do. It was getting hung up on ZZ for some reason, don't know why. But anyway, there's all the source files. They're not in any compilable state. They're just there so that we can search through and you know, try and analyze what's going on. So when you type a command into the console on the Minecraft server, if you type a command that's unknown, it will give you a piece of text saying, you know, this command is unknown. I forget exactly what it says. I will tell you in a second, because all of these, open with that, all of these are in assets, Minecraft, lang, this file, NUS lang. So I'll copy that out and into here. So if we look at this file, you can see here that we should have all the texts and things that appear in game. And this is generally done so that another file can be dropped in here to change the language. Yeah, so rather than hard coding everything as literal strings in the code, it grabs any text it needs out of this file. Yeah, and it can be, makes it easier to change over a language. There we go, that's it. That's what appears in your console when you type a command that's not known. Now, that has a key called this, commands.generic.notfound. Yep, so that is what will be in the source file. Now, why am I looking for this? Because it's more than likely that wherever this is, wherever this key exists, is going to be within the class file that's processing the commands. And I want to do that because I want to add a command. I want to add a command called script. So the first thing to do then is to search for this key. Okay, here it is, and you can see there that's the path that I'm searching, which is this folder here, in this source folder. And what I'm searching for is that text, if I can find it again. Yeah, that one. Okay, so let's give that a go. And that's what it's found. So cf.java and k.java. So let's have a look at those files. So cf.java, let's have a look for that one. There it is. Well, that doesn't look like it, does it? There's not enough in that for it to be of any use. So let's look at the other one, which was k.java. Let's look at that one. Okay, this is looking a bit better. Yeah, straight away this makes me think this is the command processor. You can see here, this is just the way the decompiler does things. You end up with duplicate variables, so you know you could never compile this without serious modification, but it's enough to give you a general overview of what's happening. So something's passed into this, an object called n and a string, and straight away I can see there it's trimming the string, so that's taking the spaces off the front and back. It's checking to see if it begins with a /, and if it does, it's removing it. So yeah, and then it's splitting it down into words. So you got a big long string separated by spaces, and then it splits each of the words that are separated by spaces into a string array. And that's sort of standard procedure for dealing with text input commands. So I am saying that is almost certainly going to be the command processor, and that's in the class K. Okay, so what we need to do is somehow figure out how all these commands are being executed, how they're loaded. So let's see here. So command not found, so it's figuring out whether the command exists or not here. Okay, so this variable u26032, that's this. Okay, that's a type L. b.getS. So B is like a hash table or something. No, it's a map. Yeah, same sort of thing. Right, map string L. So it looks like each of the commands are stored as an object of class type L, in this map. So somewhere there should be something that fills it. So if I search for bput, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that is the function that's filling up that map. So the command class is definitely L. That might be a class, it might be an interface, I don't know. Let's have a look. More than likely going to be an interface. It is. Okay, so before we get into that, we need access to this class, to this K class. So we need to find out where that's being started, where it's being created. It's not an abstract class, so it probably has a new keyword somewhere creating it, or it could be an extension. So there might be another class which extends this one. I am thinking that's probably more the case, seeing as this implements an interface. So the easiest way to do this, well, I wouldn't say easiest, but a simple way to do it would be to actually run the Minecraft server and delete this out of the jar file. So let's try doing that. Okay, so over here we have a Minecraft server instance. There are some files in here that I've been messing around with, just ignore those. So here's the Minecraft server jar, so I'm going to create a backup of this. Okay, then I'm going to go into the jar file and I'm going to find that K class, okay, and delete it out of the jar file. Now what that will do is when the server is run, what will happen is we'll probably get an exception, a class loading exception, when it tries to load that particular class and finds out that it's not there. And the stack trace it prints should give us an idea of what is starting that class up. So let's give it a go. So the server's starting now. There we go. Yeah, no class found K. That's the one. So we need to find the first instance, the last instance of our Minecraft server source before it jumps into the Java API core. It looks like it is that one. So that would be H. Okay, so it's in the main Minecraft server in a function called H. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So we need to go into the main server file, Java, and we need to find a function called H. Oh, that was hard. Okay, so that returns new BE. Okay, I was expecting to see a K in there, but new BE. So it's just creating an object from the BE class. So let's look at BE. See what we've got in there. BE, here we go. Oh, there we go, extends K. So that's the one. That's interesting. Yeah, I think what's happening, yeah. I think I can see what's happening there. All of these are commands and they're being loaded in, so I'm assuming BS is a command. Yeah, and that would probably be of type L, implementing this interface, because in the K here Yeah, that's what it's actually calling. So all of these there, these are all commands, class containers for commands, and each of these calls here is calling this function and adding that command to this map. Alright, so this is returning new BE, so something else is calling that. Let's see what we had there. Where's our there? So that's the line we're failing on. The line numbers won't match up because the decompiler, but this should be sort of close-ish. So the line before that that called that function was init. So that was the constructor of this MineCraft server class. And it's not very far away. Line 169. So somewhere up here there's a call to this H there. Okay, and that's setting a class field called B. Right, okay, so B in the setup somewhere, there it is, and it's of type M, so M is obviously some other form of interface. Let's have a look. Yeah. Right. Bloody extending each other and implementing multiple interfaces. Nightmare. Right, this is a protected variable, so I mean we can just cast this to K, there's no problem, or to BE, and just what I'm thinking is just call this function and add our own command to it. Hopefully should work. So let's just see. It's a protected variable, so I will need to be in the same package. Now if it was private, I would be Bukkit, I'd have to use reflection, but it's not, and yeah, so if it was public or protected, if it was public I could access it from anywhere, protected I can access it from the same package, so I've got to make a wrapper to launch the MineCraft server within the same package here. Yeah, and then I'll be able to access that variable. It's not a static member, so I need to get the object that was created from this class, and it looks like I've got a method to do that there, but that's a private member, so I'm assuming somewhere there's a public member which returns this L variable, because that's of type MineCraft server. So let's see if I can find it. That's it, and that's a public static member. No problem, I can just grab that's the function M, capital M, that will return the instantiated instance of MineCraft server. From there, as long as it's in the same package, I can access this member, this field here, B, cast it from M into BE or K, doesn't matter which one, and I should be able to add a command to the list of available commands. So let's take a look at a command. I think we did, so BS, that'll do. Let's look at BS. BS. Okay, BS extends J. I was expecting that to implement L, so I would assume that J is a class that implements L. Let's just check if that's right. So look at J. Yes. Okay, so I don't think we need to worry about J. What we need is a dummy class, because if we're implementing L, this these should really only be the methods we need to implement. So what I'll do is I'll have to create a wrapper now for the Minecraft server. I will pause the video here and I'll come back once I've got that a little bit more built up. Alright, so what I've done here, I've set up a basic server. I've just got like a flat world and just a vanilla server setup. So let's start the server, just make sure everything's working. Okay, that's all started up, so we'll start Minecraft. Alright, so we'll go into multiplayer and we'll add a server. It's running on the local server there. Alright, so logging in, and there we go. Nothing special, it's just a creative flat server. Yep. So server's running. So let's come out of that now. Right, so I'll stop this. So now we need to set up a programming environment here. So I'm going to create a new folder called src, the source code. And within that source code we need to set up a package class, package path, which will be net MineCraft server. And we need a compiler. So I'll do this just for the sake of ease with a batch file, rather than ponce around with my text editor's stuff. Okay. First thing, echo off, so we don't get everything echoing to the command prompt. And I need the path to my Java, which is already in my clipboard there. Now I've got the JDK installed rather than the runtime environment, which you need in order to compile things. Okay, so I want the destination for the class files to be the current directory, so you do that like that. I want the class path, so I want where it looks for existing classes, needs to be the Minecraft server jar file, which you can do like that. The source path, where it looks for source files, that's Java files, is src, which is a folder we just made. Then we want to put deprecation on. Well, we don't want to, but I do. So just make sure it won't compile if we use any deprecated stuff. Give us verbose output, and we want to compile a particular file, which will be in source net Minecraft server, and we'll call it wrapper.java, like that. Okay, and we put a pause at the end. That's just so we can the command prompt won't close, so we can analyze any errors or anything in in the compile report. Okay, so let's see if that works. Okay, so if I go into source net Minecraft server here, we'll create a new Java file. Okay, this has got to be in the package net Minecraft server. This is called wrapper. Okay, that's all we really need, so let's save that. Well, that's all we need to test it, and we call this wrapper and save. Alright, so if we look here now, we should have that wrapper Java file, and if we click compile, hopefully if I've done everything right, which I haven't, I've got an error. Oh, I haven't put a semicolon after that, sorry. Doing too many things at once. So compile, and there we go. No errors. And you can see a folder has been created here called net, so if we go in there we can see wrapper class, and that's what we want. So now we've got to modify the way the server is launched. So if we edit that file, which is the launcher, you can see I'm running Java, and notice this is something they don't tell you in the tutorials, is to use the JDK version of Java and use -server. Yeah, bit of a tip. Anyway, what we got here? My programs, blah 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 blah. Okay, so we get rid of Java here. This jar file, and we're just executing net.minecraft.server.wrapper. Okay, see what happens. Oh, put a pause at the end. And there you can see hello world. So that's worked. Alright, we're off and we're ready. So let's go back to net Minecraft server Minecraft server dot main, and we'll pass the same args in like that. Alright, and that should be enough to start it up. So let's see if it works. Compile first. Okay, no compilation errors. And go. Oh, yeah, I'm really not getting anywhere here, am I? Okay, class path. We haven't got a class path. So our class path, yeah, is the current directory and the Java file. So at the moment it hasn't got a clue where to look for class files. Okay, so try that again. Okay, this looks more promising. And there we go, server started. Excellent, so we've got our wrapper. We'll just put a pause in here, so let's say pause for 3 seconds just to give it time to start up. Right, now we should be able to grab that variable that we talked about before, that B, this one. It's a static context from Minecraft server L, and remember I believe it was a capital M to get Minecraft server, so let's go back to our wrapper class and we'll create an instance or a pointer to that instance. MC server equals, actually I don't need that if that's part of the package, do I? Got sticky fingers. Okay, M. So do we get compilation here? Yep. Okay, and then we have a class called K, which is, I'm going to call it the command processor. Equals, we need to cast it to K, and that would be MC server dot B, and hopefully that will compile. Ah, right, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't know what class K is. Let's just add some regular imports here. Okay, right, so we'll stop this being a main function. We'll just call it, I don't know, launch. So that will launch this, and we need to make this return an object. Yep. And we can return that. Well, actually no, we just need to return Minecraft server. No, we don't. Yeah, okay. We'll get rid of that. We'll return a type wrapper, which is this type, this class. Yep, and we return a new, like that. Probably ain't gonna compile knowing my luck. Oh no, it did. So we need another Java file. And we'll call this launch. Put the standard imports in. And this is in the base package, so this needs to be saved as launch.java. Okay, hopefully that should do it. I'm going to have to change decompile thing. So instead of compiling wrapper.java, we're compiling launch.java in the base package. source launch Java. Okay, I've got access problems. Okay, we've got compilation. Yahoo. Okay, need to change the go bat. So instead of starting wrapper now, we're just starting launch. And hopefully the server should start up. Yay, there we go. Got errors on shutdown. Right then. So now we're getting a little bit further. We can do everything now from within here. So we need a method of getting stuff out of here. So let's get command processor. And this is of type K. And it should be MineCraft server. So return MineCraft server .m .b. That should be it. Let's just see if that compiles. No. Again, I can't access that, so this will have to be an object. That should hopefully compile, which it does. So back in launch, where we can access the K class, we can say K command processor equals, which will be wrapper dot get command processor. And this needs to be cast to K. So do we have some sort of compile? Yeah, we compile fine there. I've not done this right, have I? That needs to be static. Now, as we saw before, we'll look at an example. That's an example class of a command. So we just need a basic implementation of that. We don't want to go too balmy just for testing purposes. So I'll sort of clean this up and create a template class for a command. I'll pause the video and do that because that might take me a while. Right, so looking at the class for a command, we can see that this method here seems to be the name of the command. Not sure what this is to, probably a user level or something like that. Then we have something which returns its usage. Then we have the actual implementation of the command which goes in here. Not sure what these do. Don't think it's really important. So in launch I've created a very minimal implementation of a command. I'm called the command multi. It's returning game mode. It's got to return something there, so I'll just put that in. Doesn't really matter. And I've got system out messages telling me which functions are being called. Yep. So what I need to do now is add that command to the command list. So I've got the command processor here. Yep. So command forgotten how to spell. Command processor dot. Now we look at the K class. We can see that the add is this L, but of type L this test class should be castable to L because it extends J and J implements L, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so its function is called A, as most functions are in obfuscated code. I've lost where I am. Yeah, and then there's just one object input, so that would be new test, like that. Okay, so let's see if that compiles. No, it doesn't. I've got static problems going on. Alright, I want to be like that. Not sure that's going to work. No, it did. That compiled. Right. Just check all that. Okay, so command's called multi, so let's go ahead and start the server. See what happens. Oh, look, something's happened. Test C. There. Okay, so when it added, it obviously called this routine to see what the command was called, and it got returned multi. So if I enter the command multi on here, okay, and I get 3 executions of functions in here, A, C and A. A, that one, the C again, and this stringy one, which is this one, executes, and this I assume will contain the string parameters. So let's list out the parameters. And SI. Compile. Yep. Launch server. And command's been added. So yeah, there we go. The tilde and the @ sign commands don't seem to be resolved at that point. No. Okay, well, it's something we'll have to deal with a bit later. But we've added, essentially we've added a custom command there. So let's see if we can substitute this command for another one. So the command processor itself, K, yeah, has an execution method here, an string. So what I'm going to try and do is substitute this multi command for another command. So we have command processor here. So if we call command processor.a and then we pass this n variable, which I assume is some kind of player context or entity context or something, and the string of a command that we want to substitute. So let's think of a decent command we can use there. Okay, I'll just say something like me, hello world. I can't type again. So this is acting like a command alias a little bit. So save that. See if that compiles. Yes. Compilation. Run the server. Okay, so if I type multi, hopefully, yes, there we go. Hello world. So we've created a custom command, yeah, and we're also able to send commands back to the system. So we have the basis there of a scripting engine, but what I want to do first is to make a multiple command processor. So at the moment with command blocks you can only execute one command at a time. What I want to do is add something that allows me to execute more than one command. Yeah, that would be very useful to me just straight away. So I'm going to try and do that now. So let's get rid of all these system out messages here. Right. Now, because everything is passed into here as a string, we'll have to join those up now. So let's do that. Okay, so let's join those up. So string, we'll say C equals, and in Java 8 we've got a join function. So join with a space and the array, which is S. Okay. And I'm not sure how clean this does this, so I'm just going to make sure and trim the ends off, just in case it puts a space at the end. I know the JavaScript join does that. I'm not sure about this one. Right, so now we have C. Now we need to split C up again. So string P equals C.split, and we'll split on a semicolon. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure semicolons aren't used in anything. If they are, we can just change that character, but we'll use a semicolon. Okay, and then for int I equals 0, I is less than p dot length I plus plus, and we can just execute each of those commands. Yep, so it would be command processor dot a using n, and it would be pi, magnum pi, and that should hopefully be a multiple command mod. Let's just see if we compile. We do indeed. Okay, let's test it out. So go back. So to test this, I can just do it from the console here. So if I say multi me hello world, and then me my name is Fred, and there we go, multiple commands executed. Brilliant. Okay, so let's try this from a game context and make sure everything's working that way. So I'm going to launch Minecraft and try this from within game. Okay, here we go. So we want a command block, give command block. There we go. Right. So let's drop that command block there. And we need a button to activate it. Oh, you. Right, console command. Multi. Okay. Being blonde, sorry. Yay! There we go. So there's my first Minecraft mod, and it is a multiple command executor. That'll save me a bit of trouble. Alright, thanks for watching. Next video should be a bit more into the scripting engine side of things, but I'm happy so far. See you later.